Keep an eye on the 14. This is a car that's been shifting almost every single lap. That's why I think you saw such a good jump. He is one that I think taking advantage of shifting on these can get him up off the corners a little bit faster than the rest.
Well, Reddick took advantage of him in turn 4 and pushes through to 3rd place.
Well, still tight, all single file behind by half him.
2 Toyotas at the front sprint away, and it looks like Hamlin and Bell are not going to harass each other too much. Leave the racing for further back.
And I don't know if anybody recognized when we were coming to green, they actually swapped the front row there. Christopher Bell took the outside, gave Denny the inside, kind of what we see at Daytona and Talladega. As soon as they took the green flag, Denny Hamlin led his teammate back there. That gave him the first 2 spots.
Now he's got to pass him. That's the only thing about this one-off race. You know, I understand that the Daytona 500 where you got 500 miles to sort it out, but for here, it's every man for himself. I want to win this thing for me.
The 12 of Ryan Blaney started last. He's up to 5th as Hamlin goes for the lead.
45, half back on him.
3 Toyotas mixing it up at the front.
Reddick's really good at getting his car rotated right around the wall, even on those rumble strips. You got to realize, even with that, obviously the paint's down there and everything else, but it has to take grip away from the car. You have left surface area on your tires. So what he's able to accomplish down there that low is pretty impressive.
Now the Fords coming to the inside. The 14 of Briscoe and the 12 of Blaney move up to 3rd and 4th.
Keep in mind, Blaney started dead last in this heat race. So he's making moves right now.
Christopher Bell, the number 20 in the transfer spot, with a big advantage, about a second over Todd Gilliland.
I sure thought he was going to be faster than that. I'm sure he is too. I don't know if it's, again, maybe an air pressure thing or something. His car did not take off very good at all.
Bell in 5th, unable to gain ground. His car is extremely loose on throttle, trying to get up off the corner.
He's got a good pad to the 6th place car, which is a transfer spot. So as long as he can just manage that distance, he'll be just fine.
Halfway in this 3rd qualifying heat. Keselowski trying to muscle his way past Suarez.
These 2 cars have been battling from the drop of the green flag, beating and banging on each other almost every single corner. Somebody's going to have enough here soon. Might be
that's
right
Brad
here.
right there.
Bumper clear. 3 back. You're good. Just hit your marks. You're good. You're good. 3.
Burton and Cindric looking on. I'm sure this is more fun to watch than it is to do.
Well, they're smiling because they know that somebody else is getting mad out there, not them at this moment. So they know what's getting ready to happen.
Denny Hamlin has led 12 of 17 laps so far.
Huge turnaround for him. Did not have the race last year that he was looking for at all. Always a force, you know, in this sport. And just struggled last year. All the Gibbs cars pretty strong so far.
Christopher Bell right there, the green car, no pressure for that final transfer spot from Todd Gilliland. And Suarez and Keselowski get into it again in turn 4, and Keselowski's around, caution waves.
Just what we needed.
In that case, they were so far back they would be unable to challenge without a caution flag to bunch the field. So somebody had to go around.
Well, this is what, you know, Gilliland needed. This is what Daniel Suarez needed. Now the choose cone, you know, gives you another breath of hope to be able to try to make something happen, find that transfer position, just like we saw in the last heat race.
That is a classic case of I need this spot worse than you.
Well, it's also, I mean, if I'm Brad Keselowski, I'm not necessarily mad about that, because it just gave me an opportunity to somehow, some way make something happen with 6 laps to go.
And Suarez just making that pass does not help him, because he's still 3 seconds back of the transfer spot. Unless the caution comes out, the pass doesn't mean much except one more spot further forward in the last chance qualifier.
Neat that you can have this format of this one-off race. You know, caution laps don't count, just like you talked about earlier. They still have 6 laps to make it happen.
Yep.
I'm coming
half a lap back. We got to make something happen.
Well, that's
exactly right.
Yeah, just moving him out of the way would not accomplish the objective, which is get me in a position where I can transfer.
And it's not necessarily because they feel like, obviously they were in a bad spot track position wise, so speed, they may not have the speed they need, but
here we go. They're choosing.
Something happens in front of them, then they can capitalize on it.
Now that's a familiar sight, the second place car, Reddick, lining up behind the leader in the second row.
And exactly what I was talking about. Look at Daniel Suarez. He is back in a transfer position. If he can somehow, some way crowd Ryan Blaney, get him loose off of 2 and get that position, he just might make it in off of that caution.
Well, I remember a race long ago where Richard Childress called on the radio to Dale Earn. I says, geez, Dale, we really need a caution to get back in this thing. Dale goes, working on it. And about 3 laps later, somebody went around off Earnhardt's bumper. That'll happen in big-time auto racing.
That could have been in a number of races, though.
I believe it was Bristol.
This is a big restart for these guys. You know, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell that we've been watching slip and sliding around. Those guys loved what they saw. It was strung out, easy peasy, 6 more laps, no problem, no caution, no caution. Boom, there's the caution. Let's see what happens here.
6 laps to go, green flag. Reddick to the inside, trying to hold off Briscoe. Joey Logano, what are we seeing here?
A slugfest. I haven't watched this heat race. I just got up here, but I know what the first 2 looked like, and I'm sure this one's probably similar.
Watch Gilliland talk about slugging. That's where it's going to come from, this transfer spot.
Yeah, he booted Christopher Bell, and the 20 moves to the inside of Blaney.
Blaney's in trouble. He needs to follow suit here. Follow that 20 car.
Got to find a spot in line, but Gilliland closes the spot and moves up into 5th.
Well, he moved Bell into 4th as well.
Oh! Ryan
Blaney just wrecked the 20 through another car, Joey Logano. Did you see that?
Well, it's not the first time we saw it today.
No.
Let me explain it. Have you ever played croquet?
Yeah.
And you hit somebody else's ball and you have to line up on it and send it? That's what Ryan Blaney just did.
The old combo shot is become a very popular move here at the Coliseum, and it's tough, right? I mean, it's do or die, right? We talked about this before when I was on. You have to make big moves to make the race, and this is a big one.
He didn't even wait for it either. No. I'm talking the next corner, moved him out of the way. Took care of business.
Are you guys happy to be up here in the booth, or do you wish you were in this mess?
No, I want to be. Hey, hold on a minute. That last melee that happened, we got a camera on you, and you were laughing about it. So
it was pretty funny to watch. I'd say it was a lot more enjoyable actually outside of the car.
Yesterday, we said how much we would like to have the opportunity. Today, now we're like, this is a much better place to be.
It's a lot calmer, and no one's really going to get mad at you up here.
Well, let's listen to what Christopher Bell had to say.
This is fun. We're having fun. I hear you. Just get all the spots you can.
I'm not convinced.
I remember this happening in a NASCAR modified race, Battle of the Beach. Mike Stefanik out front, and he got drilled that way from the 3rd car back, and he became an internet meme because of it. I mean,
remember that race.
Great champion of the series, but boy, that was a bad night, and it happened just like that. Of course, then it was on the last lap for all the marbles. Here, it's just to qualify.
A very similar racetrack too, very flat. And you see right here,
choose cone came into effect again.
Big.
And look where Blaney lines up now, 4th after all that.
But look who's behind him.
Oh, yeah, Christopher Bell.
He's ready to have more fun.
And Gilliland to the inside.
With the guy that just took his fun away from him last time. That's what I mean, the choose cone is becoming the best thing about this race, especially in these heat races, it gives you that guy just caused the caution, and he's right back in a transfer spot.
Do you think he knows it was the combo shot that got him, or do you think the 38 got him? That's the question.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
all, as you know, that's all dependent on the spotter and how good a job he did relaying the information.
Would if it had been you, would you want to know who did that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a dog-eat-dog world, and you got to stand your ground. That's the big part of this thing. You can't get pushed around.
Take me through real quick. Second year on this asphalt. This is a brand new facility all over again. Is there any characteristics that were different from last year?
It's very similar. I'd say the drivers are more aggressive this time. I don't think there's as much of a parts shortage.
3 laps to go.
Do you think it's the parts shortage, or do you think it's just, time is an essence now?
Todd Gilliland in the 38. He may be a marked man here. Suarez got a bump to him, trying to sneak to the inside. No room there, but Gilliland's moving up to 4th.
You can't help but watch this transfer spot, right? It's where the most intense racing is. The drivers aren't afraid that there it is to bump people out of the way.
Blaney takes it back. 1 to go.
Gillen out of the groove. One last chance for Christopher Bell. He needs to get close enough.
Suarez to the inside. Bell, is he close enough to make the bump? He is not. And Daniel Suarez comes out with the last transfer spot.
I tell you what, so far in this last chance races, there is some serious hitters in a last chance race. That's how tight these cars are. That's one thing I've noticed different from last year is the field is so much closer.